trying to go live. Okay, seems like we're live. So, decided I wanted to play Storm. Sorry for the late start today. I've had a lot of stuff happen today, and only just now found a little bit of time to stream. So I'm going to have just enough time for one league. This is a recent 5-0 list by, I think, a user named Fran Pie. Only thing I've done is I had to replace the Scalding Tarns with Flooded Strands and Polluted Deltas because I did not have Scalding Tarn. Other than that, don't really notice too much crazy happening in the main board for this Storm list. I do like the Noxious Revival. And out of the side, just a little bit of spice in the Ravenous Traps for one-sided Grave Hate. So I think without further ado, we will go ahead and jump in with the Storm deck. Queuing up for round one. Alright, round one, here we go. And I did update Stream Decker this time, I promise. That looks like a pretty sweet hand. Alright, well, we'll start Snow-Covered Island and Serum Visions. Draw land. We got a Past in Flames and a Cantrip on top. Well, we have a Gifts. I think we can bottom. We want a Brawl and we want a Ritual. Opponent starts Watery Grave untapped. Probably going to Thoughtseize us. Yep. Ugly Amonkhet Invocation, which admittedly looks better on Moto than it does in paper because you don't have the unreadable hieroglyphics in the title. Hilariously, this is one instance of a card looking better on MTGO than it does in real life, which is almost never the truth, especially for foils. Oops. Looks like we're against Grixis Death Shadow. And we draw a Mountain. Pass the turn. Opponent Serum Visions. Never was really sure what was going on in that art there, but it looks like somebody's like holding a staff and the head's on fire. Ooh, opponent kept a one-lander off of the strength of a Thoughtseize. We'll keep the sleight of hand. Fetch for Steam Vents. Tapped. Untap. Draw Past in Flames. Alright, well, let's sleight of hand. Take Serum Visions. Serum Visions. Draw Grape Shot. Noxious Revival on the bottom, Pyretic on top. Play a Polluted Delta, pass the turn. Welcome new viewer to the stream, I'm Kano. We're playing Blue-Red Storm in Modern. It'll be a quick one today, I think. Opponent Thought Scours themselves. Trying to hit that second land. Mills 2 lands. Probably feels bad. Ooh, okay. Well, we draw our other Ritual. Play a Mountain. We don't have a cost reducer, but we can cast a lot of cards. I think we wait one more turn. Just kind of see what we draw here. Opponent probably delving out a large threat. There's the Angler. Alright, well, Angler down. Let's go ahead and fetch Polluted Delta, find another Steam Vents. Tapped, untap, and we have the win. I'll play Electromancer, Ritual, Ritual, Manamorphose, Blue, Blue, Ritual, Will Grape Shot, same targets, same targets, same targets. Alright, we'll let those resolve. Cast Past in Flames. Then we Ritual. 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 And our opponent scoops it up, I think. Yep, there we go. We got him. Got the quick turn 1 kill there. Seems pretty good to me. Alright, taking a quick look at a Death Shadow list really fast, just so I have an idea of what they might bring in against us, because I'm not really familiar with playing this particular deck. So, versus us, they will probably bring in another Stubborn Denial, and maybe Disdainful Stroke, and Leyline of the Void. Well, since we know that they're going to have Grave Hate of some kind, Pieces of the Puzzle is a little bit better. Well, no. Pieces of the Puzzle usually is for decks that run Leyline of Sanctity, I think. Because that way we can swap it for gifts. Let's see. I think you probably bring in Dismember. Wipe Away seems useful, as does I think I'll bring in a Pieces of the Puzzle or two. Drop Sleight of Hand. Drop oh, they might have Surgical. It is possible, so I'll bring in and Empty the Warrens over a Grape Shot. Drop, I think 1 Gifts, and Remand seems kind of bad, but we'll leave 1 in for the Grape Shot Remand combo. And I think a Serum Visions? I like Sleight of Hand more than 1 Opt. Okay, fire back. See what we run into. We might be playing directly into some sideboard tech of our opponents that we don't know about. 1 land, 2 cantrips seems fine. Opponent on the play probably going to Thoughtseize a cantrip though. We do have 2 rituals and the rest of our hand's really strong, so I'm going to keep this. Opponent starts Polluted Delta, passes turn. We find a Noxious Revival. Well, we'll start Steam Vents and Serum Visions. Try and find that land. Manamorphose, well, Opt and Brawl to the bottom. Unfortunately, we did not start with a fetch land, so we can't just Noxious Revival the fetch land on top to draw it. That would be really sweet. Okay, opponent fetches with Polluted Delta, and they find a Blood Crypt. Bolts themselves. They're really desperately trying to turn on a fast Shadow here. Opponent fetches with Bloodstained Mire. Shocks in a Watery Grave. And plays a Shadow. Plays a Shadow. Okay. Well, luckily we hit the second land there. I think I'm good to pass turn. Okay, opponent plays a land, fetches, almost certainly trying to turn on Stubborn Denials as fast as possible. Okay, opponent Thoughtseize. Seems good. They can take whatever they want here. If it's something absolutely critical, we could potentially Revival it and then cantrip into it, or they take Revival and then we still have it. They take a cantrip, we have 2. They take a ritual. I think taking a ritual is probably the worst thing for us. Okay, opponent was able to identify that. Even probably before I was. Okay, opponent, gonna get in for 7, take us to 11. Okay, well, we'll opt. Keep the steam vents. Hey, Joe West. What's up, what's up, what's up? We'll play a Flooded Strand. Fetch an island. Pieces of the puzzle. Do I have a kitten? Yeah, actually, she's being needy right here. She's not a kitten. She's a big old lumpy black cat that loves me. She's a real sweetheart and cuddle monster. She's technically my roommate's cat, but she likes sleeping in my room more than his for some reason. And the reason is pets. Alright. Opponent has the counter. And she's just a little kitten. She's huge. And I love her. Alright, opponent kills us. So, they were just able to outspeed us that game. Not much we could do about that. Maybe we even want bolts because of how low life total they go. That might be reasonable. I don't know. I might be overthinking this. Let's fire it off. Welcome new viewers to the stream. I'm Kano. We're playing Blue Red Storm in Modern, currently 1-1 in round 1. Against Grixis Death Shadow. It's going to be a short stream today, probably only 1 league long, unless this finishes out really fast. I started kind of late today. You know what I could do about that? Not play Storm. I know. It's just it's been a while. We cannot keep a no-lander. Oh, that's really tempting. We'd have to run some pretty good cards. I think we'll try it. Gifts to the bottom. We really need a land. Opponent might start Leyline. If they do, they only have 5 cards, and they would need a fast clock to actually beat us still. I think opponent has Leyline. They have some... Oh, no. Really? Interesting. Okay. Well, fetch with Polluted Delta. Find a Steam Vents and Serum Visions. Land, please. Serum Visions. Alright. Desperate Ritual on top. Steam Vents on top of Desperate Ritual. Opponent plays Polluted Delta. The nice thing about Dismember is it only costs 4 life if you have a cost reducer out. Opponent Thought Seizes. Sees that we have a handful of cost reducers. Either takes the Cantrip or the Dismember, whichever they're more afraid of. They might take the Dismember just because it answers Angler, Tassiger, and Shadow probably before they can lose that much life, especially considering they don't have that many cards in hand. Alright, they're more scared of us comboing. Looks like they're going to have a kind of big Shadow kind of fast. Alright, well, we draw Steam Vents. Play Brawl. They also might think that we didn't have a land to scry to the top or something. Opponent Inquisitions. Gets their pick. Takes Electromancer. Doesn't want us to have redundant combo pieces. We draw Desperate Ritual. And we get in for... maybe they can't lose the life. Maybe they need it in order to play Shadow. Don't know how likely that is. We'll wait. Opponent casts a Cantrip. Pass his turn. We draw Spire Bluff Canal. We'll play Canal. Pass turn. Welcome new viewers to the stream. Glad to see you all joining. Opponent's on an awkward hand just like us. We get a Noxious Revival. That can be somewhat useful. Opponent finds another land, finally can lose the life. Plays a Shadow. I think I might have been right about their life loss situation. Plays another Shadow. Alright, well let's dismember. Noxious Revival Dismember. We're losing a lot of life here. We might just die to being bolted. Alright, untap. Draw Dismember. Dismember. Get in for 1. See what our opponent does. They Thoughtseize us. Probably like Thoughtseize push. Take Brawl. Oh, they take the Ritual. Go to 7. Well, we draw an Electromancer. We can speed up our clock slightly. Get in for 1. Take him to 6. Play Electromancer. Opponent now on a 2-turn clock. We're on the really awkward cost reducer beats. We draw the 3rd Brawl. Opponent goes to 3. And scoops it up. We get there with the jank beats. Well, we had a fast combo turn 1 and our opponent was screwed on lands. And then we lost really fast to a Death Shadow, game 2. And game 3, we attacked them for 1 a few times, after not attacking them for 1 a few more times. I told you not to play Storm. Alright, well we mulligan, but this is a keepable hand. Noxious Revival I will put to the bottom, though. Hell yeah! Good to see you, Mav. Hope you're doing well. Okay, opponent starts Scalding Tarn. It's probably the mirror match. I would not be surprised if this was Storm that we're playing against. Alright. Well, we'll play Spire Bluff Canal and Serum Visions. We're going to really sculpt this hand a lot. Okay, we draw land, Island to the bottom, Pyretic Ritual on top. Pass the turn. Opponent fetches with Scalding Tarn and finds Steam Vents. It also is, it's probably you're correct. It could be cat combo. No one expects cat combo. It could be. It probably is more likely Arclight, actually. Arclight Phoenix. Liquid acid in my eye if you dominate. You know, my friends still joke about that. I told them about acid tabs in the eyes. Not necessarily related to anybody, just like that somebody once told me that that was a thing that occurred. Or that somebody else lied to a junkie about it without naming names. And they fucking about peed themselves laughing. It was great. Alright, well, we'll play a fetch land here. We really just need a Manamorphose, and we have all the combo pieces. Opponent is on blue, white, red control. Well, we'll untap, draw the ritual that we need. Play Polluted Delta, pass the turn. Opponent cycles Hieroglyphic Illumination. Oh man, if they like tap out for a Jace and we remand it, like, they're gonna be really sad. Okay, opponent plays a Hallowed Fountain, tapped. The bad news is we kind of need... Alright, well there's a Past in Flames. We kind of need a Manamorphose to truly go off. Oops. Tapped for the wrong color of mana. We draw land. Noxious Revival to the bottom. Desperate Ritual to the bottom. Play Spire Bluff, tapped. Pass turn, hold up remand. I really like this particular Storm list because it's really all in, like, on the Storm plan. It's not trying to do anything cutesy or fancy. Okay, opponent electrolyzes us, just to draw a card. And build Threshold in the grave so that they can flip Search for Azcanta. They really want what's ever on top of their deck, though, which tells me it's probably a Logic Knot or a Negate. If we draw a Manamorphose, I think we win. Repeal is kind of useful. Alright. We're going to pass one more turn. Opponent Cryptics to bounce a land and draw a card. So the problem is we're going to play that and it's going to come in tapped next turn. So we can either gift and tutor for like a pile of things that'll make our opponent really sad if we cast them. Or repeal Search for Azcanta here. And I kind of want to do that because they're going to have to cast something on their turn. And this way, like we might have one less mana, but they're going to have to cast something. We'll pitch Past in Flames because it has flashback. Opponent plays Flooded Strand, fetches Flooded Strand, and finds a Steam Vents. Untapped. Plays a Teferi, Hero of Dominaria. Ticks up to draw a card. Alright, if we top deck an untapped land off the top, I think I'm willing to go for it. Alright, well, let's see. Hang on, how do we do this? We play Baral. We have a blue mana for Remand, and we still have a blue mana for Gifts. Okay, yeah. Play Baral. Baral resolves. Pyretic. Oh, wait. I did the math wrong. Hee hee. So we'll get an island. We have to remand Lightning Helix. Oh, we draw the Manamorphose. Oh, man. Pitch Spire Bluff, and now we just win the game. Like, we top decked the only card we were missing. And just, oh, man. So we convert some of our red mana into blue mana. Oh, we get an Electromancer, too? Oh, man. Oh, this is nasty. I wouldn't wish this on my worst enemy, but it's happening. So now we gifts. We get a pile full of rituals. Opponent gives up. They know what's happening. They're not going to make us play it out. That's nice of them. Okay. So versus control. I'm going to look up a quick Jeskai control list real quick. Let's see. Teferi, Hero of Dominaria. Let's see. What decks run Teferi? Blue, white, red control. Okay. So, oops, wrong blue, white, red control. Modern Jeskai. We've got... doesn't look like they run Leyline. They do run Rest in Peace and such, though. So we're going to bring in Negate and Wipe Away. And we could bring in some Bolts. I don't know if that's good or not. I think we need to empty the Warrens just in case this is a particular one that runs Surgical Extraction. I want to be able to have a different way to win in the deck. We're going to drop an Opt, we're going to drop a Serum Visions, and we will drop a... I think one Brawl? Maybe a Patina. Oh, what do we drop? One Brawl. Nah, that can't be right. That can't be right. We'll drop a Grape Shot. Try like this. Alright. 2 lands, Ritual, Counterspell, Gifts. And got some cantrips too, just to fill out the curve. This should be good. So opponent starts Steam Vents and Serum Visions. It's a pretty reasonable start for our opponent. They put 2 cards on top of their deck. Well, we'll play an island and Serum Visions. We draw a land, and there's Manamorphose on top. I kind of want to keep those. So we're going to draw one and opt into the other. And then if our opponent taps out, we can set up the win, theoretically. We kind of need a Brawl or something. Okay, so opponent plays a land. There's a cantrip. They could have Dispel or Spell Pierce. Okay. Well, we'll play a Mountain. Pass the turn. We know the top of our deck is a Manamorphose right now. We're going to hold up Negate for something nasty. Opponent plays a Field of Ruin, which we've kind of hilariously countered by only drawing basics. So we draw Manamorphose, play an island, pass the turn. Opponent plays an island. Okay. Well, now we opt. Pyretic Ritual. I'm actually going to put that one on the bottom. Wipe Away is good. Draw Polluted Delta, play Polluted Delta. Pass the turn. See what our opponent does. If they just try and slam Teferi, I think we negate it and then untap and try and go for the win. Alright, well... Get a Steam Vents. If our opponent wants to field now, that's actually good for us because it denies them mana more than it helps them. Oh, man. We're going to cast one of these and filter into red-red and see what we draw. Or red-blue, I guess. So we can get up to 4 mana. But we can't do anything else with it. Problem is, if we pass turn, I think we have to discard Empty the Warrens. That'll probably be okay. We'll float a blue mana. Fetch up our last basic. Pitch Empty the Warrens. Opponent plays another Field of Ruin. We draw a ritual. Well, we gotta do something with all this mana. Opponent casts a hieroglyphic illumination to draw some cards. Yeah, we'll let him have it. Discard the Pyretic Ritual. Opponent plays a Sulphur Falls, plays a Rest in Peace. Do we lose anything too important by that? I would wager probably not. We do have a wipe away to deal with it. All right. Do this now. Untap. Play Polluted Delta. Fetch up a Steam Vents. Manamorphose. Red. Cast a Serum Visions. Draw Opt. Spire Bluff to the bottom. Sleight of Hand to the bottom. I would cast and Splice, but there's a 100% chance it gets countered if I do. So we're going to cast Desperate Ritual. Cast Desperate Ritual. Opt. Electromancer is good, but it might be a little late for that. Put it on top. Play Electromancer. Manamorphose. Blue. Do they just not have a counterspell? They have 7 cards in hand and no counterspells? Okay. They have a counterspell. And they're going to land this Rest in Peace now. Fortunately, we were 1 mana off of having a negate as well, but I think our opponent's got us this time. We just kind of blew our entire combo there. So, okay. Well, in that case, I think I'm going to drop a Gifts Ungiven and a Past in Flames for 2 pieces of the puzzle. And yeah, I think try it. Yeah, we'll try it like this. Not sure if this is right. Don't really play Storm that much. All right, well, we got a cost reducer. We got some cantrips. I think this will be fine. We would like a Remand or a Negate. Play Spire Bluff Canal, pass the turn. Opponent starts Glacial Fortress. We opt. Steam Vents to the bottom. Top deck pieces of the puzzle. And a Ritual. That's pretty tempting. We'll play a Flooded Strand, pass the turn. Opponent plays a Field of Ruin and passes. We'll fetch up a Steam Vents. Draw Polluted Delta. Fetch an Island. I think I'm going to just cast pieces of the puzzle here. Maybe tempt them to tap out or play something on their turn. We get an Empty the Warrens and a Repeal. We dump 3 cards that we don't really care about into the grave, which is an okay place to be right now. Opponent's Serum Visions, I think they really need to hit a land. If they don't, I think we just combo as much as we can and see what happens. Okay, opponent has a Hallowed Fountain. Well, play a Steam Vents, untapped. Pass the turn. I think we're going to Gifts on their end step. Okay, opponent has Negate. Untap and draw Manamorphose. If we play Brawl, this costs 2 mana. Okay. Play Brawl. Attempt a Ritual. Okay, opponent paths in response. Attempt another Ritual. That one resolves. Manamorphose into blue. Ritual again. Repeal. Like that. Okay, path resolves. Ritual resolves. Cast a Serum Visions. Draw another Ritual. That to the bottom, that to the bottom. Ritual. It's too bad we don't have a Past in Flames. Then I think we will Empty the Warrens full price. Make 1,000,000 Goblin tokens. And Grape Shot our opponent for 11. Okay. And we have a lethal amount of attackers on board, so our opponent has to have a Supreme Verdict or a island for Cryptic Command to tap. Okay, we untap, we draw something. Opponent knows our last card in hand, so they probably do this at our upkeep. Oh, okay, sure. Get a mountain. They have Kozilek's Return. Ooh, brutal. Okay, we draw, wipe away. We'll cast Brawl, pass the turn. Hopefully they do not have a Rest in Peace. Opponent taps 4 mana for Jace the Mind Sculptor. Bounces Brawl. Oh, shoot! I meant to cast Wipe Away in response. I can't cast it now. We draw an Opt, so we opt. Sleight of Hand to the top. Stop on our opponent's upkeep and wipe away Jace. Hopefully our opponent recasts Jace here because they have nothing else to do. Okay, opponent recasts Jace. Brainstorms with Jace, draws 3 cards and puts 2 back. Finds a land. That's super bad. We draw a sleight of hand, so we sleight of hand. Get an opt. Sleight of hand again. Get a Manamorphose. Pass the turn. Now the problem is we're probably not going to resolve enough spells to win. Opponent gets to shuffle away the cards they put back. Like, it's not impossible. They're down to 6 life. We only have to storm to, like, 2 or 3 to actually kill them. So if they play a Rest in Peace, it's not the end of the world. We still have 2 Grape Shots left in the deck. We just have to go find them. Okay, opponent brainstorms with Jace. The issue is we have to be able to cast those spells through all of the counter spells our opponent is going to have, which is a lot. Opponent plays a Scalding Tarn. We'll opt. Brawl to the bottom. Draw land. Untap. Draw Serum Visions. Cast Serum Visions. Brawl. Desperate Ritual to the bottom. Remand to the top. Play a Polluted Delta. I think we'll play a Brawl. If it gets bolted or helixed or anything like that, it's just 1 card out of our opponent's hand here. Okay, opponent helixes it. Goes to 9. Opponent brainstorms with Jace. Plays an island. Plays a Search for Iskanta. Alright, well, we're running out of time. We draw the Remand. Play Brawl. Manamorphose. Opponent bolts. We'll fetch up an island. Remand a bolt. Opponent dispels the remand, which is super bad. Kills Brawl. We Manamorphose. Red. Into negate, which we can't cast. Alright, pass the turn. Opponent Vendilion clicks, looks at our last card. They're so scared of it. Can we keep the negate or not? Nope, they'll say, you know what, that's fine. We can keep that negate. Opponent flips Search for Iskanta. Brainstorms with Jace. Gets in for 3, takes us to 12. We untap, draw Ritual. We've seen over half of our deck and still no Past in Flames. We give our opponent, I think, 1 turn, but I think we're in lethal bolt range here because they've only played 1 Helix and 1 Bolt. Yeah, that does it. Alright, so we're 1-1. It's not too bad. Probably some misplays on my part that last round, but hey, it happens. Moving on to round 3. All right, round 3. We would like to play first, yes. I think this is a really good hand. We'll keep. If we top deck non-lands for the rest of the game, we probably will win. Just pretty much no matter what they are. So we'll start Flooded Strand, pass the turn. Opponent. They're on some sort of affinity plan. Looks like Hardened Scales. I think we have a good matchup versus Hardened Scales. I don't know that they actually really interact with our game plan that much. It's just kind of a race. We'll opt. Ritual... Ritual to the bottom. Past in Flames is good. Manamorphose, also super good. Steam Vents tapped. We just need Gifts Ungiven or a couple of cantrips and we're going to win the game outright. Opponent plays a Ravager. Well, they don't have an Inkmoth Nexus, so we're probably not in like the quick kill radius. Alright, second Baral. We'll cast Baral. Play a Steam Vents tapped. Pass the turn. Opponent plays a Hardened Scales. Plays an Ancient Stirrings. Finds a Mox Opal off of Ancient Stirrings. Plays Mox Opal. Plays Ravager number 2. Gets in for 1. We do not block. We untap. We draw a Spirebluff Canal. Alright. Well, I guess we go for it. Ritual. Manamorphose. Blue, blue. Noxious Revival, huh? Well, let's Past in Flames. Oh, I did that a little bit wrong, I think. Oh well. Let's opt. Serum Visions on top, draw it. Serum Visions. Sleight of Hand on top. Manamorphose on top of Sleight of Hand. Manamorphose. Red, blue. Manamorphose. Red, red. Desperate Ritual. Sleight of Hand. Land, land. That's not what we wanted. Can I still get out of this? Maybe. If we Noxious Revival... Sleight of Hand. Past in Flames. Manamorphose. Red, blue. Darn. All of that, and we did not see any other ways to win the game. I mean, there's an argument that we tried to combo too early, but it's also possible our opponent straight up kills us next turn because of how many artifacts they're about to produce. Maybe we could have waited one more turn, but I don't think it would have mattered that much. Opponent plays a Walking Ballista. Gets a counter. Gets a servo. Sacks the servo to Ravager. Sacks the Darksteel Citadel to Ravager. Sacks the Welding Jar to Ravager. Sacks Ravager to Ravager. Modular onto Ravager. Oh, they have lethal. Just shoot us down with that ballista. Okay. So we bring in a braid, bolt, wipe away, and let's see, what else do they run? They run... Let's see, hardened scales. Out of the side has 4 damping sphere. So we got our braid. I think we're gonna need pieces of the puzzle just to make sure we can find it. So what do we drop for pieces of the puzzle? Opt to Serum Visions, gifts. They do run Grave Hate, which kind of sucks. Remand and a Brawl, and I guess maybe we don't need both bolts. Try it like this. Love to play first. Seems like a decent hand with 1 more mana, so we'll keep. Start Spire Bluff Canal, pass the turn. Hopefully Opt finds us a land. Opponent starts Inkmoth Nexus. We opt, find a Sleight of Hand. We'll keep it, could help us find a land. Draw Manamorphose, Sleight of Hand. Take Flooded Strand, play Flooded Strand, pass the turn. Opponent probably has Damping Sphere here. There's Damping Sphere. So we fetch up a Steam Vents. And then Noxious Revival, Flooded Strand back on top. We want to be able to cast pieces of the puzzle here. Untap, play Flooded Strand, fetch up an island. Pieces of the puzzle. Take pieces of the puzzle and Serum Visions. Pass the turn. Fun thing about Damping Sphere in this deck that we're playing against is that they want to cast a bunch of spells in a turn too, because they like to play a bunch of small creatures, and they haven't cast any yet. So they're kind of limited in how fast they can do that as well. Play Polluted Delta. Fetch up an island. We have 6 cards in hand. Okay, we'll pieces of the puzzle. Pick up gifts and a Desperate Ritual. Pass the turn. Opponent plays a Citadel. We do have to watch out. They could have a quick kill with the Inkmoth Nexus. They might go all in on it. They get a Relic. That's not good for us. They play the Relic. We don't have anything super critical in the grave right now, but this means that we can't rely on Past in Flames to get us where we need to go. Draw Polluted Delta. Play Polluted Delta. Fetch with Polluted Delta and find a snow-covered island. Cast Serum Visions. Draw Ritual. Sleight of Hand. Bottom. Manamorphose bottom. Pass the turn. Opponent makes us exile a card from the grave. They can have a land. Also, welcome back. Welcome new viewers to the stream. I'm Kano. We're in round 3 of a Modern League playing Blue-Red Storm. Currently playing against Hardened Scales. They play a Walking Ballista on 2. Gets in for 1. We take it, go to 12. Well, we're holding a lot of rituals. So, fire off of gifts. I think we go for repeal, wipe away, upbraid, and grape shot. So opponent has to give us one way to answer Damping Sphere here. At least. And if they give us Grape Shot, potentially we can answer the creatures on board. Opponent gives us a Braid Wipe Away. Cracks Relic. If we untap into a cost reducer, we win the game. We untap, we draw a Past in Flames. That might do it too. So let's cast and splice, because that will only count as one cast. Destroy Damping Sphere. Opponent sacks Damping Sphere to put a counter. Okay. Ritual. Ritual. Manamorphose. Blue, blue. Draw Baral. One second here. Can we do this? Does that work? If we Past in Flames now, we'll have 2 mana left over. We can cast Rituals out of the grave. If we cast Brawl, we can Past in Flames and have 1 mana left over, but they'll kill Brawl in response, and then we won't have quite enough mana, I think. We can Brawl, wipe away, but then we only have... We don't quite have enough mana that way either. Past in Flames. Cast a Ritual. Cast a Ritual. Cast a Ritual. Manamorphose. Blue, blue. Okay, a Braid. There. I think this prevents us from dying at the very least. To like a crazy big ink moth or something. The opponent pings us twice. Abrade resolves. Cast Baral. Manamorphose. Blue-red. Hopefully we draw a ritual. Pieces of the puzzle, but I think that does it. Now we're out. We'll pick up Pyretic Ritual and Cantrip. Pass the turn. We did fizzle, but we prevented our opponent from killing us. At least right off the bat. Opponent's tapping for a big ballista. Gonna make it a bigger ballista. Opponent pings down Baral. We draw a Bolt, which is good. So let's sleight a hand. Pick up Manamorphose. Pass the turn. Opponent plays an Ink Moth. Gets in for 3. Puts a counter on it. Well, now since they've done that, we'll bolt it. In response. So before it gets the counter. And they might just have to ping us 3 times and then pass. And that's super good for us. Okay, ping number 1. Ping number 2. And ping number 3 takes us to 7. Okay. So let's untap. We draw gifts. Pass the turn. We're pretty safe holding this wipe away. At our opponent's end step, we will just make a big gifts pile of rituals, I think. Okay, opponent plays a Mox Opal. And a Blink Moth Nexus. Looks like they F6 through their turn unintentionally. We gifts. And we get Desperate Ritual, Grape Shot, Pyretic Ritual. Oh, wait, no. Not Grape Shot. Goblin Electromancer and Baral. We only have 13 cards left in our deck, so we do have to be aware of that. Opponent gives us the rituals, denies us the cost reducers. Now, that might be enough to just kill them, especially now that we've drawn Grape Shot. So if we go Ritual, Ritual, Ritual. Manamorphose. Red, red. Serum Visions. Draw Ritual. Spire Bluff to the bottom. Manamorphose on top. Ritual. Past in Flames. Okay. Ritual. Ritual. Yeah, that's true. Ritual. Ritual. Manamorphose. Manamorphose. Bolt our opponent. Grape Shot. Yeah, we could have just remand, Grape Shot, remand. But we'll just Grape Shot twice. Opponent decides to concede. They've seen enough. Okay. I liked our current setup versus them. I think it's fine this way. So we'll just shoot it back. Also, good to see you, Raylan. We'll keep this hand. Opponent starts Inkmoth Nexus. Plays a Mox Opal. We draw Spirebluff Canal. Play Spirebluff, pass the turn. Opponent plays an Inkmoth Nexus and a Damping Sphere. Well, we opt. Draw Manamorphose. We're going to need it. Damping Sphere resolves. We untap. We draw Past in Flames. Shock Steam Vents. Play Baral. Pass the turn. Opponent plays a Blinkmoth. Plays a Steel Overseer. And an Ancient Stirrings. What do they pick up? Oh, they revealed nothing. They whiffed. They whiffed in a deck full of all colorless cards. That's kind of impressive, actually. We'll play a Flooded Strand. Fetch up an island. Pieces of the puzzle. We'll take Repeal and Sleight of Hand. I think we Sleight of Hand now. Take Flooded Strand. We're going to have to wait at least one more turn anyway for us to be able to repeal this Damping Sphere. Opponent plays a Walking Ballista. Plays a Ravager. Well, they can kill Baral if they think it's necessary. Which I think they should. No, because if they wait, they can put the counters on Inkmoth and kill us. So we draw Bolt, which is good. Play Flooded Strand. Alright, let's see. How do we get out of this? We have all the tools. We can bolt the Ballista and force them to sack. We can actually just wait, and if they attempt to go all in on a Nexus, we can bolt the Nexus in response. Otherwise, we can repeal for 2 mana to deal with Damping Sphere, or 3 potentially. We'll fetch up an island. I should have Serum Visioned. Absolutely, Raylan. I should have Serum Visioned. That was a mistake on my part. Because I could have set up the draw. Baral to the bottom. Manamorphose on top. Pass the turn. I don't think our opponent can kill us this turn. Anyway. Opponent fires up an Ink Moth. Fires up an Ink Moth. Counter on everything. Opponent puts a counter on Ravager by sacking Opal. Goes to combat. Attacks, attacks. Okay. No blocks. Modulars onto Ravager. Sacks Ravager. Didn't they see us pick up a bolt? They don't have a welding jar. So we bolt that one. Okay. Oh, I should have done that. Yeah. Shoot, now I can't do both this turn. Raylan's right again. Because this costs... Yeah, this costs 3 mana. Oops. Well then... No, we couldn't have, because if we had, he could kill Baral and... No, then it would still be fine. Opponent did not play that very well, but I assume we're about to play this even worse. Attempt to repeal. Yeah, if I had already played the Goblin. You're right. I think this lets us do it. Because we can play Electromancer. Well, let's Manamorphose first. Because that doesn't get benefit of double cost reduction here. Opponent can kill Baral. Okay. Red, blue. Play Electromancer. Play Ritual. Manamorphose. Red, blue. Sometimes you just have it. Gifts for a pile of rituals. Desperate, Pyretic, Manamorphose, and our opponent gives up. Whew! Alright, we got salvaged there by some really good top decks after playing suboptimally. But we still won, and that's what matters. I learned something. Our opponent could have. Yes, you are right. They could have played around Bolt. But we're 2-1, moving into round 4. Super tempting, but we need 2 lands. Alright, this is much better. We'll keep this. Brawl on top, absolutely. Opponent starts Inquisition. They know we're on Storm. Takes a Ritual. We untap. Draw Brawl. Play Spire Bluff. Pass the turn. Opponent plays a Forest. And passes. Well, let's go for a land. There's a land. Untap. Draw Manamorphose. Play Polluted Delta. Pass the turn. Opponent plays a Verdant Catacombs, fetches, finds a swamp, attempts to Liliana. We'll get a Steam Vents, remand, draw Manamorphose, land, Quadra Manamorphose, Noxious Revival. That gets us a land. And if our opponent taps out for Lily next turn, we probably got him. They would have to have Liliana plus Fatal Push. Alright, well they play Liliana. They fetch for a Blood Crypt. And Thoughtseize. Well, kind of annoying. Takes Brawl. Oh, they almost forgot to activate Liliana. Alright, well, now we're kind of in an awkward spot. We have to pitch a Manamorphose. And we need to draw a land, but we also need a cost reducer. Because if we just get Brawl, they can minus Lily and kill it, or get one of their kill spells and almost certainly kill it. So I think we wait on the Noxious Revival. Okay, we draw Spire Bluff, play Spire Bluff, pass the turn. Opponent Thoughtseize. Well, Noxious Revival Brawl. That may have been what we needed to do. Opponent makes us discard. Opponent plays a second Liliana. Makes us discard. Well, play Brawl. This is now super awkward. Because unless we top deck like land, Gifts Ungiven. If we top deck land, Gifts Ungiven, we can win. Like, it's not super likely, but it is possible. And I think I'm fine playing it out, at least until our opponent puts a pretty consistent clock on us. Okay, they're running Tarfire. Opponent ticks up to discard Thoughtseize. We draw a Ritual. Opponent top decks a land. Come on, land and then gifts. That's not a land. Opponent plays a Mishra's Bauble. Well, that's pretty good with Liliana. Alright, we have to top deck land this turn. I guess technically that gives us another turn. Land and then gifts. Land and then gifts, and our opponent has to keep bricking like they have. Alright, there's a land. Play the land. Okay, gifts ungiven off the top. Land into gifts into a miracle. We had a miracle on stream, not last night, but the night before. Okay. Well, it's another land. Oh, because we have a Manamorphose in the grave? I don't know. I think we could still do it. I think there is a line where we can potentially win. Opponent pitches a Fatal Push. Okay. Gifts ungiven off the top, please. Play Brawl. At this point, we just need rituals and Past in Flames, which we can only get the two rituals, so it'd probably be like cost reducer, ritual, Past in Flames. I think would do it. Another ritual off the top that we can't cast. Gifts. There it is. Okay. So now we gifts. Desperate Ritual. Past in Flames. Pyretic Ritual. And I guess Electromancer. Okay, pitch the ritual here. They had the Thoughtseize. I think we need another land, actually, for this to be 100% the victory now. Oh my god, did we make it? 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, we're 1 mana short! Damn it! Our opponent's gonna ult Lily. Yeah, okay, we might have lost. It's not over. I'm not willing to admit defeat yet. The opponent ults Lily. We're gonna die really fast, so 5 mana. Hard casting that Street Wraith. Alright. Serum Visions. Draw Gifts Ungiven. Gifts Ungiven and Serum Visions to the bottom. We have 1 turn to draw something. And I don't know what it is, but it's something. Alright. You guys are right. Okay. So I'm going to look up a quick list real quick just to see what kind of grave hate we're going to be dealing with. They have surgical, and they have collective brutality. So they have hand hate, they have damping spears, ley lines, and surgical. So let's bring in wipe away, empty, and pieces of the puzzle, I think. Along with negate and abrade. Figure out what we're going down here. Okay, so versus the Jund equivalent. We trim a couple cantrips. You think negate is terrible? Okay, I'll cut negate. I wonder if that means if we should cut remand or not. Probably cut. They're running a billion discard spells. That's true. So I guess remand would be bad. Cut a gifts. Shave maybe a Baral. I don't know if shaving Baral is right. Let me think about that. You wouldn't cut gifts? I think pack in card advantage. That's fair. If that's the case, I think we go down like another cantrip. I think we have to dump. We might have to dump a Past in Flames, though I don't want to. I think we can cut a Grape Shot since we brought in 2 Empty the Warrens. We gotta cut 1 card. Yeah, I don't want to dump Past in Flames. I thought about that one actually. We gotta cut 1 card. 1 card. Which card do we cut? Maybe we don't need 2 empty. Maybe just 1. I don't know. No. We're cutting. Just cut another cantrip. It's just, we're just cutting another cantrip. That's what we're doing here. Okay. Just run 61. That was probably also reasonable. Reasonable. Okay. Play Steam Vents. Serum Visions. Draw Baral. Electromancer to the bottom. Sleight of Hand to the top. Pass the turn. Opponent cycles a Street Wraith. Plays a Stomping Grounds. And a Nile Spellbomb. Okay. Fetch up an island. Play Baral. Please Assassin's Trophy this Baral. That'd make me feel good. Yeah, we'll get the ramp. We'll get a mountain because we're not playing any red fetches. We get an Electromancer. We're kind of almost there. I think we just play both cost reducers here. Am I supposed to shave gifts? I don't know. I don't play Storm. Not usually. Play Baral. Play Electromancer. I'm going to play a Wooded Foothills. Anger of the Gods! Alright. It's official. I really don't know how to play this game. Have we played a land yet? No. We'll take the land, actually. Pieces of the puzzle. Pick up pieces of the puzzle and desperate ritual, I think. Maybe wipe away. Take pieces of the puzzle, wipe away, play land, pass the turn. Opponent plays a Verdant Catacombs, fetches with Verdant Catacombs, finds a second black source. Plays Traverse to get a Death Shadow, and plays Death Shadow. Then plays a Tarmogoyf. Opponent Surgical's Desperate Ritual. Well, we're not holding any, so there's nothing we can do about that. That really sucks. But not much I can do. Draw Steam Vents. I kind of want to play... We might need to wipe away Nile Spellbomb, but I don't know if there's a time we can do that before our opponent cracks. So I'm going to play a Steam Vents tapped and pass the turn, because they don't have lethal without something else. They're probably going to crack Nile Spellbomb to draw a card here, because they don't think we can combo, and we might need Wipe Away to stay alive versus creatures, and then just try and force the combo off next turn. Okay, opponent attacks for 9. We go to 5. Don't think we're going to have another opportunity. We draw a Grape Shot. So we pieces of the puzzle. One ritual. We can ritual to 5 mana. I think we died. I think we needed another ritual to even have a chance. But our opponent surgicaled all of our desperate rituals, and we didn't get a Manamorphose. So we ritual, Grape Shot, that's 3 damage, 4 damage. We can't kill anything. Ritual, Past in Flames leaves us with 1 mana, we can't Grape Shot. And we can't cast anything out of the grave. We lose. Alright. Alright, well we're 2-2. 2-2, going in around 5. Maybe we could still bring this sort of back. I also don't really plan on playing a lot more Storm. It's just a deck I haven't played in a while and have the cards for. It's not one of my favorite decks to play, but I like having some variety on the stream, so I figured Storm would be it today. Just a heads up, again, for anybody watching, I am going home soon for a month, and I can't promise that I'll be able to stream. So from December 9th until January 6th, I will be away from this streaming setup in Utah. So, just forewarned, I'm going to be taking a big vacation, kind of. If I can stream, I'll try to, but no promises. And that means no stream this Sunday. Just Gifts is a trap versus Jund. Well, it's good to know that now. Would like to play first, yes. Well, I think we're going to keep this. We hit a second land, and it's like the combo hand. Second land and a ritual, and I think we're good to go. Play Spire Bluff Canal. Start Serum Visions. Draw Ritual. I think we put Pyretic on top. Do we? No, we need a third land now that we have a second ritual. That way we can brawl and go off. Opponent plays a mountain. Plays a Swift Spear. Alright, so it's burn or Arclight. Draw Spire Bluff. Well, I don't want Brawl to just eat a bolt. So we get a Flooded Strand off of Sleight of Hand. Opponent plays another mountain. Alright, so this is Runaway Red. Opponent gets in for 1. We fetch a Steam Vents. Untap. Play Spire Bluff. We don't have Manamorphose, which means we need 4 mana to win to be able to cast Gifts after our Ritual Chain. Okay, so we gotta wait. We have to wait, and our opponent has to not kill us this turn. They have to deal no more than 15 damage to us for us to win. Okay, so opponent, Faithless Looting. Pumps the dorks. Draws. Discards a Tormenting Voice and a Fiery Temper. Tiger Blood winning? I don't know what that means. We take 3. Looks like they did not hit another land. This should let us combo off unimpeded. Alright. We'll play a Flooded Strand. Fetch up an island. Play Brawl. Ritual. Ritual. Gifts. Desperate Ritual. Manamorphose. Pyretic. And... oh. I was unaware. Past in Flames, I guess? Yeah, Past in Flames. Okay, opponent gives us 1 Ritual and Past in Flames. So we Ritual. Then we Past in Flames and win? Alright, cool. Works for me. Bolt, Abrade in versus the Runaway Red deck. Don't know if we want Flame Slash. I think instant speed bolts are fine, but and a braid is fine, but I don't know that we want a sorcery speed removal spell here. I don't think we want dismember either, because let's see. Is there a reason Runaway Steamkin is an elemental and not a weird? Because it definitely should be a weird. This deck runs Ravenous Trap out of the board, but does not run Surgicals usually, it would appear. So now, what else do we board? Drop some creatures going on the goblins. Cut a Brawl. I think Remand is probably bad. Get Empty the Warrens. They do run Anger, but I think we need it. Cut a Cantrip. Cut a Cantrip. Maybe we cut Noxious Revival? Maybe we cut the last Remand? You run Fetchless Storm? Okay. I gotta cut one card. Anybody in chat have ideas for what the last card I should cut is? Drop a sleight of hand. Alright. Alright, Phoenix, I'm trusting you here. I believe in you, and you believe in me, and together we can do this. I mean, it's an okay hand. We got a bolt for whatever comes first. We just need some card filtering here, or maybe an Empty the Warrens. Opponent mulligan to 5, which is good news for us. Opponent plays a mountain, passes turn. Really want him to cast Trap on your gifts? Ravenous Trap, you mean? Okay, well, we're going to fetch up a Steam Vents. I actually think... Do they run Gutshot? They do run Gutshot. It's a real... It's a possibility. They only have 3 cards in hand? We're going to attempt the Gutshot. It worked! Oh, it worked. Whew. Okay, cool. Faithless Looting. Do it for YouTube. Speaking of YouTube, you guys, I don't know if any of you guys follow. I know a lot of people that use Twitch don't watch YouTube all the time. I do a little of both, so I provide both. But I put up the Miracle Terminus after I claimed Terminus or There Is No God video today. That went up today at noon, and I'm happy with it. Opponent drops Arclight Phoenix and Lava Spike. Plays a land. 2 cards in hand for our opponent. Mono Rituals, the hand. Alright, well, if we play Brawl and Brawl gets bolted, then that's a bolt that didn't go to our face. Okay, that is a bolt that didn't go to our face from the mono red deck. I'm okay with that. We just need like another land or 2, and we're good to go. If we can splice the first ritual and then splice the second ritual, it becomes insane. We just need like a Manamorphose or another land. Opponent really thinking about what they want to do here. Just brick and draw lands and Faithless Looting in the lands. Okay, opponent Faithless Looting. If they do like land Experimental Frenzy though, that could be bad for us. Like we could actually die before we kill them. Oh, let's see. I'm going to have to go soon. Opponent pitches Mountain Mountain. Well, we can cast 4 rituals. Bolt our opponent. That's 5. Past in Flames. 4 rituals. Bolt Grape Shot. That's really close to killing them, actually. We'll wait. We're not quite there yet. And we're not at 8, so... Storm count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And they would take 8 in the process? Alright. We'll wait for one more draw. I don't think they can kill us from 18. And if they Blood Moon, we can fetch a island. Okay, so opponent Manamorphose. Red, red. We're so close. We're so close. Just let us have it. Fiery Temper, hard cast. Does not bode well for our opponent. We go to 15. Opponent does not have another spell to cast. We're going to fetch an island. Opponent could have a Ravenous Trap. That would be bad. Okay, at this point, I think we go for it. I want to splice, but we need blue mana, so I'm not going to splice. At least not the first one. Okay, now we can splice. Let that resolve. Okay, let's go for Grape Shot, Manamorphose, Pyretic Ritual. Splice adds the contents of another spell onto the spell that you spliced. So, like, if I pay 2 mana to cast Desperate Ritual, and at the time of casting I pay 2 more mana and reveal another Desperate Ritual, it effectively casts 2 Desperate Rituals on that Desperate Ritual. That single Desperate Ritual now says add 3 red, if that makes sense. It took me a long time to figure that one out. Like, a long time. So we get Grape Shot, Manamorphose, Pyretic Ritual, and Empty, I think? See what our opponent lets us have. Yeah, so we effectively get an extra spell out of it, yes. And when you're holding 4 Desperate Rituals, you make a lot of mana. They, like, become seething songs, effectively. You don't get an extra spell for Storm. But you do get to cast an extra spell because you're still holding the one and are able to cast it, yeah. So what does our opponent let us keep? As long as the last card in their hand is not Ravenous Trap, we should win this game. Famous last words. Oh, God. Well, there's no way we don't do it, so... Past in Flames resolves. And we got there. Woo! We 3-2'd with Blue-Red Storm and some very subpar piloting on my part. But hey, we got there. We're starting to build up our treasure chest collection again. Well, thankfully our opponent did not even have the first trap that time. Thanks everybody so much for sticking around. If you haven't followed yet, please follow this channel if you enjoy this content. Needs 62 more treasure chests to get back to where we were. Yeah, we're going to have to start doing better than 3-2s. I agree, Midnight Pearl. Always use more treasure chests. Thanks everybody for watching. I appreciate it. I hope you had fun. I had fun. And I hope to see you soon. Again. Have a good night, everybody. I got to go weight lift.